Welcome to Nostalgia Chats podcast, where we take you to the past and present time. With the OG crew, we are your talk hosts, Danny,
Harry,
Carmelo,
Chad.
what's up? And welcome back to Nostalgic Chats. Today, we're talking about growing up in the Bronx, what it is really like, the things we went through, and the stories that made us who we are today. Was it really as crazy as people say? We're breaking it all down with some real stories and plenty of laughs. Let's get into it. What's your memories about being in the Bronx, Carmelo?
What I remember about growing up is everything being living life now, I feel like everything moves fast, right? Growing up, I feel like everything was slower, like phones. So if you wanted to talk to somebody on the phone, they had to be home. And then if they were home, the chances of the person you wanted to talk to answering the phone were low. Usually somebody else answered and then they had to pass the phone to them.
Or you could just lie and say that you're not home, but you were home.
Yeah, word. There was no text messages like, yo, I text you.
Like, who's that
Yeah.
calling?
Yeah,
Or
like,
But without
Yo,
caller
and-
ID, you were screwed though.
yo, and
But if you had other
and
people in the house, you'd be all right.
were, and then but you could call private once you had that
That's
little
true, too.
word, the
Star
star
669
667.
or star 67, one of those two.
Or 6-7, it was 7.
It still
6-7.
works.
Yeah, star 69 was to call.
Does
yeah,
it still
to
work?
call-
yeah, to block your
Or to
call,
get
yeah,
the
it still
number
works.
who called you.
To find out who called you, yeah, it was star 6-7.
Yeah.
I think star 69
number.
was to call the person that last called you back.
Yes, yeah.
It gives you the number.
It gives you the number of
Yeah.
the person that last called you, yeah.
Yeah, so so like everything felt slow. We didn't have as many channels on the TV, so that meant we were forced to like sit still and then sit still and learn how to be bored, right? Or read a book or do something constructive or go outside and play
Outside.
basketball. Saying that's like one of the first times, like when I saw Harry playing, we was in 40, we was playing ball. I was like, yo, this dude serious because he had on some high top sandals on. I was like, yo, this nigga came out the ball.
He had his toes out.
Yeah, he had the Roman ones, the ones that go the toe thongs,
Yeah,
and then that
the
they got the
straps,
rope
yeah.
that go all the way up to your knee. Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes it was like leather.
Yeah, so like memories like that. So let's just memories on 40, right? Like when you go to 40, there was always that. How many basketball courts were there? There was that one full court that was like for some reason
And
it
the
was
one in
like
the corner. 3, yeah. It
yeah,
was
you
two
had
of
that one full court where the best rim was the one that was went on the gate with a
By
handle.
the gate.
Yeah,
And then the
Then the one
loser
acro-
one was in the back.
yeah. You had the
They had
yo,
no out of
really
bounds
quickly.
line. It had no out of bounds line.
Y'all
Yeah.
remember how the one with the gate had that giant dent in it because people would just keep falling in
I
it?
used to sit there.
Yep.
Me too.
Yep.
I don't know if y'all remember, if y'all was around the time, the opposite end, that was the rim with the two poles.
Yes.
One time it
Yeah.
fell down. We didn't have it for a while, for a few years, because it bent down. It had like a hunch, and they brought it
Yo,
down. It
but
was like that for a
even
while. Yeah, you remember that?
but
Yeah.
I remember that, but even when it was good, there was always something wrong with that one rim.
Yeah.
And then I remember for some reason, I don't know if that was official size, but that full court was mad long. I remember running
It
the fields
was.
there, it was like, yo, this shit is
Yeah.
retarded.
Do you remember? And then the loser kids used to put the crates on the other end by the handball court, the other
Yeah.
side by the entrance
They
of the
made-
school, something like that.
They made a
Like a little full
court,
court?
2 crates.
Yeah.
they
Crazy.
did.
Yeah.
Yo, you remember when they used to be like kids would be playing, they'd be like, yo, we running a full. They had to get out the way.
Yeah, you be
If not, they
running.
get
Yeah.
run over.
And then you start shooting when they run to the other side. But then if you fuck up and they get in the way, they're gonna get mad at you if the ball gets
Or
in the
if
way.
if you shoot it, you right on. You shoot it and the ball bounces to where they're
Yes,
like, come
on
on,
their
man.
way, yes.
Come on, man.
Yeah.
Sometimes they would take the ball.
I remember
and just
they
launch
threw
it.
the ball. They used to kick it or throw it to the other side.
Fabian used to do that
Fabian
all
used to
the
do that
time.
shit, yeah.
He was known for it. Or like when like little kids would be playing on the court and we would all be ready to play, he'd be like, "What y'all doing? Y'all like chase them off the court? Yeah, give me the ball." And he would
Yeah.
run over there and shoot when they shoot. Like, come on, Fabian, you don't got to do that, man.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
was just
that
kicking, like,
was
just give him
crazy
the
times.
ball, bro. And like
yeah,
kick it
you ain't
mad
gotta
hard.
kick the ball. Yeah,
He did that in the church and he kicked it over like the fences. I was like, yo, how they gonna get
they
that
was
ball
crazy.
now, bro?
They was crazy, man. They was crazy.
Nah,
Him
it
and
was
his brother.
they
It was
were
wild.
crazy. What,
Yeah, they was
Felipe?
crazy. Yeah, they was all crazy, man.
But they weren't even there in the beginning, early days either.
Nah.
They were just there for like a short amount of time, playing in the back.
Well, because they was doing.
They weren't like
stuff.
really regulars at the time. They weren't, because they didn't go to school to 40. I don't know where they came from. They just showed up one summer there, both of them.
They probably was in and out of jail. That's why.
Yo, but you had a lot of schools around us. It's just a coincidence that we all went to 40 because you had PS30 right there. Like there was a whole bunch of schools just mashed together.
49, and PS 49 on the opposite.
Yeah,
at St. Anne's
and Burger. Yeah, they
we also had that crackhead building.
Jazz building. Yours.
Oh yeah, yo, bro.
That was a decay building.
The buildings like that.
I remember, Harry showed me pictures of that joint, like what it looked like before they built it up. It was like crazy, bro.
Not just there, like a lot of places, there was like a lot of pockets where it was just like empty, and it was like people just used to do wild stuff.
It was gravel, like dirt. I don't know. When I first, like, you see like the old abandoned cars and blown up cars. Yeah, I used to see stuff like that back then,
behind
like abandoned lots.
Yeah, behind 350, they used to just leave cars and burn them and
going
strip
towards
them.
Cypress. You know when they build those little houses that they're 2 floors going to 3rd Ave? You see those little 2 houses?
What year was this?
Across street from the in the 80s.
Yo, not even. That was like that in the 90s.
Cause that sounds crazy.
Yeah, like early 90s.
Like in the 2000s, yeah.
But you know, like across street from the post office?
Yeah.
They see those little houses, like that?
Yeah.
Every house that you see like that, those were empty lots of like abandoned buildings or like just rubble and all that shit. Rubble, like a lot of broken down bricks and stuff
People
like that.
People just throw garbage and shit in there.
So those houses that, where that building right across the street from the post office, you know how they had like all of those new, I don't know if they were new houses. I forget if they're new or not.
No, that was a yard. That was a yard with chickens, dogs, and stuff like that. That it was our grandfather used to take care of it.
Yeah, because when I used to live in 138, my back window towards the kitchen, you could see towards the yard in the post office. And I used to see, like, back in the day, I used to see all sorts of shit. Like, I used to see, like, gangs and stuff like that in the back late nights. And, like, 5 o'clock in the morning, they blew up a car. I was like, what the fuck is that? They set it on fire. And I could see it out the window. There's, like mid-80s and shit like that. And stuff you don't see no more.
Yo, now that you talk about fires, who was it that when the blackout that turned on the trash can at night?
All the idiots, bro. All those retards.
There's no light.
In the summer,
it's like 90 degrees outside, and they lit a fucking trash can on fire.
Yeah,
like, to see, quote unquote, like, yo, go home. Beasting to be outside.
Who was walking around with baseball bats and hockey masks? It was one of y'all. It was some of y'all, or was it Wilson?
I chill with you. No, I chill with you that day of the blackout. I remember, but with a flashlight.
Yeah,
and I bumped into Carmelo in 138. He wanted to buy batteries or something like that. I forgot what it was, or candles. Yeah,
I think I was in McDonald's.
Yeah, I went out to go buy candles or something.
Nah, not at that point. I wasn't working, but I still know a lot of people that worked there. So,
okay.
If I was in 138, I was in that McDonald's.
Yeah, I went to Wilson's house.
Harry,
yeah, I remember. We walked
at that time. I was I stayed with my daughter's mom.
As a matter of fact, I saw y'all was together because I remember seeing both of y'all.
Oh, everybody was outside.
I wasn't outside.
Yes, they were. They had the cars on too with the headlights.
Yeah, I remember that. Listening to music and stuff. Yeah, they were doing that.
Yo, we chilled until like 9 or 10 p.m. It was like, it was nothing else to do in front of the building. We just went home.
Yeah.
That night, I had like one candle because we didn't really have, and like a radio with batteries on it.
Oh, bro,
just to listen to the news.
That's so hot. Cause like no ACs.
Yo, I just spent time reading magazines and stuff like that, and it was hot as fuck. It was like one of the hottest days of the year. That day,
that is crazy, man. Yeah, when you really think about that time, it was crazy.
Yeah. I was watching TV that day, and the lights just shut off, and it was like 4 or 3, and I was watching.
Yeah, it was like the afternoon,
and I was like, oh, I thought the surge protector or something went down, and then I heard commotion outside. I looked out the window, and I didn't see the street lights on. Yeah. I was like, what the fuck? And that's when you notice something was different. Like, oh shit, it's probably all blackout or something.
Yeah, but you never thought it was going to last as long as it did because it was crazy.
No.
Yeah.
That night was fucking hot.
was working. I think I walked home that day. I worked at like the summer camp or something like that.
You know what's crazy? The Bronx used to be. They used to say it was so bad or whatever, but you could walk in the night, but you can't walk in the night now. You have
I
a
don't
higher
know,
chance of
man.
something stupid
Yeah,
happening
I just
now
think
than
it
something
was
back
worse back
then.
then. It was worse back then than now.
I don't know. I get what
no,
you're saying, Danny,
I'm with
but at the
Danny.
same time, man, I
Nah,
don't know,
Because
man.
we used to
I'm
walk
with
and
Danny.
be in the night 10, 11, 12,
That's
1 in the
because you was
morning.
naive and you didn't watch the news like you did now.
No, but
You
still,
don't
but
know.
Bro,
nothing
No,
really, like we didn't
nah,
really
man.
see that much stuff. And then,
Yo,
unlike how we see now, like if you go down the street or something, you can't go over there anymore because
bro.
some stupid person's trying to either get initiated or something. They
That's
don't have no self
bro,
control.
that's because
but
the
they was
grown-ups,
doing
the
that.
bad people were the grown-ups back then. They were
Yo,
adults
but they,
in
they were
gangs.
doing it
As
back then
kids.
too. Yo, there was I forgot. Yeah, his name was Junior, right? When I lived in by Willis. He lived right across the street. He was going to Burger. That's when the Bloods got really popular and around our area. It was like it's crazy. So he went to school and one dude got initiated and he got his face cut. And it's just like and then his mom took him to school every day after that.
He was
Then you
ran.
had that.
He was like
He
just
was
like
random.
he
Random.
wasn't in no gang shit or none of that.
Nah,
Like he just
nope.
that's
He was
so
just
messed
random
up.
dude. Yeah. They just buck 50 him. And it's kind of like so then you couldn't wear red because if you wore red, you
Yeah,
Thought
that's
you
like
was
mid
run
wrong.
off by the
'90s.
Latin Kings.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that
Yeah,
was like mid
You
'90s. I
couldn't wear
remember.
red. You couldn't wear yellow because if you wore yellow, you had the blood trying to get you. You
Yeah,
couldn't wear if your blue was too
he was
lively,
Latin
then
King.
yeah.
Yeah, he was
yeah,
Crip
that's
or
correct.
something.
I remember that.
I will say
Yeah,
though,
so
I hear what y'all saying, but a piece of me does agree with Danny. Cause like back in and maybe Harry's right, we were naive, but bro, me and Harry used to be walking till like 2:30 a.m. in the most random neighborhoods, and we were
So off
never
the Third
scared.
Ave, you know that
To a
precinct
Third
in Third
Ave,
Ave
bro. We
that
used to
that's
walk
going up
past Third
Conway.
Ave.
There's a
Exactly. We
precinct. You
used
keep going up. There's a precinct back there.
but
it was
it's maybe
we
it's
were
because you
crazy.
guys are older and you value your life more and there's more to
Maybe.
lose. That
Cause you know
you know.
what?
Because you know
Not
what's
too
out
long
there now.
ago, not too long ago, we left Wilson's and I was walking and Harry and Denny was like, yo, just take a cab. I'm like, nah, I want to save the bread. So I walked to Third Avenue. Bro, it
You had
was
your butt cheeks clenched the whole
Yeah.
time.
Well,
bro, it was
Carmelo,
a
Carmelo,
sea of kids. And I
teens.
mean, they looked crazy. And you know, in that moment, I was like, yo, I might have to just text Jamaica because this is about to be over, B. I don't know if I'm making it home tonight. I said, yo, and I was telling Harry, like, I told Harry, he was like, yo, Chad, I told you, like, you can't mess around like that anymore because these kids now, they don't care. Like, maybe y'all are right. Maybe back then it was the adults acting crazy, but now I feel like the kids really don't care about nothing, man.
Yeah, but back then it
Because they
was
could get out easily. Back then,
okay.
those
Yeah, they
once
had
they
the
get
ones that
caught,
were
they're
out
not
of
getting out.
control. They had the ones that were out of control, right? But then, but mostly it was if you did something to them,
Yeah,
then they'll do something to you. And then you had the rare cases that you don't have to do anything because it was either initiation or something else that it was. But it was more like if you did something to them or if you looked at them bad, you bumped them or something, you said something bad, that they'll come after you. Now you don't have to say anything to the kids.
you
It's
just gotta
however they
walk past.
feel.
But I get what Danny's saying. But if you look at the numbers, look how many homicides and killings were they in the '80s compared to now is nothing compared to those numbers.
Yeah, but I'm not
Like it
saying
used to be.
but that's also the difference. Like back then they'll just fuck you up and leave you'll survive or whatever. They'll
Yeah,
just fuck your ass up. And
that's
then
true.
that's it. Like if you lick them bad or whatever, they're not looking to kill you or anything. Now is no, they want to shoot you, kill you, and leave you
That's
dead.
true.
Yeah,
They don't care
there
about
ain't no
that.
fight. There's no
They
fighting
used to shoot
now.
the 5 back.
But
That's what I'm saying.
Chad, guy Carmelo.
Everything was slower back then. You let the beef marinate. They just go straight to let me just shoot this guy.
But
You know?
Good chat. Finish how you got home that day from
Oh,
walking
you
to
had your
Third.
butt cheeks clenched.
Oh, so that day I think I actually it happened twice, but like that day I actually ended up taking a 2 train. But when I was walking, the cops were like lined up and I'd never been so happy to see some cops in my life. But I did end up taking the 2 train, Harry. If you're talking about that other time where I had
The
to
other
walk
time.
back.
The other time.
Yeah. Nah,
Yeah,
so
what?
listen, right,
The
there's
other time.
another time. I was like, oh, all right, I'm gonna save
I
some
told Chad to
bread.
get a cab.
Harry was like, yo,
Again,
Chad, take a
it's
cab.
late.
I'm like, nah, bro. Like, I'm like, yo, it's still pretty early. It's like 11 something. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna just go. So I go and when I get to Third Ave, and I don't know if you've been to Third Ave lately, Carmelo, but
Nah, you
that
wild.
joint is like that joint is like the Walking
Fucking
Dead.
zombies.
It's like Resident Evil. It's like Resident
Yeah.
Evil out there. So I'm there, and I think at that time I came straight from work, so I looked so out of place. I had on like a button up and like shoes and like dress pants or jeans. Maybe I had jeans on, but
Bro, they looking like
I
Ric
was like,
Flair out
I
there.
look like food out there, and I
He
get
look
to
like,
Third
yo, come take my wallet.
exactly. So I get to Third Ave, the train is not working. So now I walked
Oh.
all the way to Third Ave. I'm standing there. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna walk to 149 in the Concourse. So I was like, you know what? I'm not even gonna do this. I'm gonna go back.
Is
I ended
that,
up
yo, I
walking.
see Lincoln.
That's
Like, why?
deep.
Why am I over here?
Yeah, I
Yo, that's
I saw
fucking
Lincoln
deep,
Hospital.
son.
I was like, what am I doing? Like, why am I doing this?
Yeah, that shit is deep, bro.
So
Yeah.
then I look up,
Now you
I look up
wildin'.
to take a Uber home. I'm like, this joint is $45. I'm like, yeah, I'm not paying that. I end up walking back to Brook Avenue and then taking a cab. But it's
It
just
was like
crazy because
$23.
it was like 20, yeah, like $23 or $21 to take a cab
Mhm.
from Brook.
So he
So-
did what I told him to do in the beginning.
Yeah, I ended up just going back in the beginning. But you know what? Ask Harry and then what I do now whenever we leave. I don't even look that way. I go back out. I go straight to my own building and line it up.
Until
and
they
take
fight
a cab.
tomorrow. That's it.
Yeah, man.
Until
Harry
they-
was like, yo, Chad, don't even waste your time doing that because like you know how these people are. Him and Danny was like, yo, like don't even do that shit, bro. It's not worth
Is that to get something, have
They're
it pay
crazy,
you for
bro.
$30? I'd rather pay the
Yeah.
30 or whatever it is. Fuck it.
Yeah, yeah, bro. Because this, like I said, they different now, man. I see what y'all saying, but a piece of me agrees with Danny. They different now, man. They different out there, man. These kids is different.
Mhm.
Yeah, they didn't grow up with no discipline, so they have nothing to. They don't care about the value of life, really.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, and everything is fast for them. You know what I mean?
Mhm, that's true.
Everything. They don't got to read. They don't got, you know, everything.
They,
You got
said they don't get to read.
They don't have to read. Everything has subtitles now. Like seriously, everything they have fucking apps that read you the books and all that. You know what I mean? You don't. How do you know now with kids write an essay if they don't just give it to, you know, to AI or something?
No, that's a fact. But no, I just think that I think it's different now. But I will say this though, like I am grateful that I grew up in the Bronx though. I think it taught me a lot. Like it gave me like a like I feel like streetwise, like I know like things to look out for and things to make sure like, like I'm good and stuff like that. So I'm grateful to the Bronx, man. I would never I'm grateful that I grew up where I grew up. I needed it that night when I was walking to the train that day and all them teenagers was out there, man. So
You know all the shortcuts.
yeah, exactly. You know how to move, you know
Yeah.
what to do. But yeah, bro, I just, maybe you're right. Like a piece of it was like the being naive. Because I feel like me and you, Harry, we really used
We
to
never
do a
watched the
bunch
news
of,
really back then like that.
but we also used to do dumb shit like
Yeah,
3
man.
o'clock in
You
the
remember-
morning, going to different
Yeah.
neighborhoods that we didn't know nobody, like just walking
Yo.
in there.
Like think of it. Like, you remember when we were younger and you'd be like, all right, we're going to Manhattan, we're going to 42nd, wherever we walking, and we're like, yo, let's walk in a straight line. I ain't moving for nobody.
Facts.
You remember doing that shit?
I do. I do.
You have
Yeah.
make the white people move and you just walk in a straight line.
Just being
Yeah, I
just
remember that,
everybody's-
yeah.
or having a
With
fake
Wilson.
basketball, dribbling a fake basketball around people. Like we were just being stupid.
Oh, you remember that shit crossing them over?
yeah, crossing people over. Yeah.
Yo, I remember when when mooning people became a thing. It was fucking
Yeah.
crazy. Just the moon. I got in trouble a lot. Just start mooning people, bro. That was the kind of fun that we used to have and shit. Stupid shit.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
stupid.
so
shit.
I remember, like, you know how you see the crack needles now on the floor, those orange tips?
yeah.
Yep.
Back then, you really didn't see those like that. You used to just see the little crack bottles everywhere back in the day, like on the floor.
Parks and shit too.
But you
Nah.
really didn't see the
Crazy is-
crackheads doing crack.
Yeah, what's
Back
crazy
then,
is that
they
the
used to
fucking
hide.
crack came back again.
Yeah,
It was
gone.
gone for a while.
Yeah,
It wasn't as much.
Well, go to Third
Now
Ave.
the-
Nah,
now the
that's
mother-
something
shit
else,
is
man.
Shit is turning
That's
into
not
Philly.
crack. That's something else, bro. That's not crack, bro.
The fentanyl shit like
These and
that.
Yeah,
the
that's
opioid shit.
Crystal
Yeah,
meth.
I remember that across the street from 40 that they have houses there now. That shit used to be an empty lot. The
Yeah.
grass used to be overgrown and the fiends used to go in there to shoot up and all that.
Yeah. And so they used to go in
I know
Chad's
what you're
building too
talking
back
about.
then.
Yeah,
They used to go
Chad's
into those
buildings
abandoned
too, yeah.
buildings.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like,
not just that. Yo, they used to be fucking lines, yo. Like I remember, like they used to do like some
like
call.
getting government cheese.
Yeah, they used to have these like keywords that they used to say, like whatever the dudes out selling drugs.
La jara.
They-
La
yeah, and then
jara.
No,
you used to see
one way.
the line of people
Yeah.
just lining up to buy drugs or whatever.
that's crazy.
Yeah, son, it was crazy.
Yeah, so like back then, like if it's night and day the way the Bronx looks now compared to then. Now it looks like a palace though. Even with the bad
Yeah.
shit going on, there's a big ass difference of how it looked compared. Like,
Yeah.
oh, the Bronx is bad now. It looks bad. No, it should look nothing like the way I seen it back in the day, where everything was all dirty, buildings abandoned, broken down. You know, all that shit that I used to see back in the day. Graffiti everywhere.
Yeah,
And the trains. Don't even get me started on the trains back then.
I think that they gentrifying that whole area. Pretty soon they
are.
kick everybody out.
Yeah.
Because look how close it is to Manhattan. Like that's a prime spot
Bro,
right there. You're
prime
so close
real
to
estate.
Manhattan.
The train is
Queens,
right there.
the Trouble
Exactly.
Bridge, everything is right there.
Yeah.
87, the Deacon is right there.
Yeah. You know, the one thing good that we had was that truck that used to sell candy or the pasteles
That red
and
truck?
shit like that.
PS40?
Yeah, that
My
metal truck that
PS40.
never
That truck
moved.
is still there.
Nah, they died.
Nah, you wildin'. That shit hasn't been there like 30
Yo,
years.
yeah, that shit never moved. That shit
You know,
never
but for
moved.
alternate side parking, I think they moved it.
Nah,
they didn't.
I don't
didn't.
think. I don't think that.
I don't
moved,
think
bro.
I ever
That
seen
was
them
like
move
a
that shit.
staple.
But yeah, they died. Oof, a while ago.
How much is a Mr. Softy now? Hey,
Shit's just like
For
$40
$3
now.
a cone.
It's
More.
like $4 probably.
to $5.
$4. I remember it used to be $1 back
They used to
then,
be
bro.
$1.
Me too.
Yeah.
Bro,
Worth
remember
it.
It
the
was good.
slushies that they used to sell too? That shit's
The what? Dollar
$3 now. The
Oh,
slushies from the ice cream
coquito.
trucks. Oh, the coquitos.
Oh,
the
the
very
limbes.
small ones
The
now
limbes.
are $3.
What?
Yep.
gotta
Yo,
go
I
to the
remember
icy
going to
lady.
school. Yeah, they used to be right there outside PS40
They still
with
there.
the cart.
They
I
still
used to get
there
every
and
day
dirty.
after school.
I get one
It used to be a
quarter.
quarter.
Get a small
Yeah,
one,
for a
yup.
quarter.
Yeah.
Yo, one of my teachers in first grade, at the end of the day in the summer, she used to give whoever would volunteer to close the windows, like, you know, they used to have this long ass pole to close the windows.
I
in the
remember that joint. Yeah.
yeah. She used to, whoever helped her got a quarter. And we used to be beasted to get that quarter to get the icy, bro. Remember me and
Yo,
Ted
they used to do
be
people
beasted,
like erase from the blackboard, erase the blackboard, you get mad dust on your hands. That chalk ash.
Yeah. Yo, you remember the napkins they would give you in school? They smell like ass. Like, like you wash your hands.
The
and then
brown
you
ones,
dry
the
your
brown
hands.
ones.
The
Yeah,
brown ones,
They
yeah.
smell like shit, man. Like,
You know what else you don't see that you see back in the day? Yo, back in the day, they used to bring out the TVs outside to watch movies, play games.
Yes.
on the wheels,
big
on the
ass
cart.
TVs,
Yes.
right? That were mad heavy. Why now it doesn't happen that the TV's barely 5 pounds?
Where
I
Where
think
it's much easier now to do it.
what they do now, they got the projector, they bring the screen down, something like that. Or,
Yeah.
you know, they bring a tablet. I don't even know, but
I
that's
don't
what
even
they
see
do
that
now.
anymore. I don't see that anymore around here.
no, everything is kind of like broadcasted, or they have them bring their
Or
own
streamed.
laptops and shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Everything was slow. I remember everything. Even like going to school, I remember cutting through the placita, and like
That
they
shit
always
is
thought that
remade.
they were like,
Is
yeah,
it?
like I haven't been there in a while, but it was
Bro,
like
There's no
it's
steps
fully
now.
remade.
Remember
The
there was
floor,
steps?
it's
Remember
not
there was
steps
steps?
anymore. It's not steps.
There's no
what is it
steps.
now?
There's no steps.
It's just
It-
a
it's-
hill.
It's fully remade. It's fully like
Well, what is it
even
now?
the
It's just flat,
entrances
like, you just
to
walk.
to the houses is
It's
remade.
smooth
Alright, so
now.
what is it? Is it flat?
Yeah.
It's kind of flat, but it has like it only has one step, but it was more up. But it's just so it could be all straight,
Yeah.
and then it has the thing so you can't drive in there either.
Remember we used to ride bike around there?
Yeah. That's what I was gonna say. Coming down those steps was one of the best parts with the steps. Yeah, with
Nah.
your bike.
They put
Like
the
man
poles there
hut.
so you
Yep.
can't thing, and then it has poles for like to leave your bike, like the circle ones. So that
Yeah.
in case you have the bike in the house, you could just leave it there the whole night.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yo, the
You
people
remember
that
bike
lived
riding
in the
to, like, Huts
placita,
Point and stuff
they
like
swore
that?
they were hard.
Yeah. Niggas riding bikes to Hunts Point. Yeah, we
Yo,
was
Hunts
crazy,
Point, Pelham
man.
Bay.
Where Angel, bro, Angel used to chase dogs with his bike, bro.
And smack them with the back wheel.
Yeah. You remember the back brakes that you could do like a slide?
Yeah.
He
When
used
you
to ride
pedal
up to the
backwards.
man fast and then just slide and just slap him with the back of the tire.
Yo, what?
Yo, we used to
Yeah,
go
nah, he
mad
was
late at
wild.
night to go bike ride. He used to tell his wife, "Oh, he's like, oh, I'm gonna go to the corner store to the bodega," and then she was like, "So why are you taking your bike? You just going to the corner." So everybody goes home to go get their bike so we could go bike riding with him.
Yo, yo, I remember because also his mom used to babysit my little sister.
She used to babysit you too.
Nah, you wildin'. You wildin', you wildin'. So
I seen you there, bro.
yo, so Angel would come get his kids, right? Because he had like 6 kids, bro. And you know, some of them would be there, and then he come get his kids, and then his some of his kids would like hide under the bed. Like sometimes he couldn't find all of them.
He lose track of
I
his
remember
kids.
that. Yeah, they used to hide on purpose not to go upstairs. He was wild. My man used to light the cockroaches on fire.
And this
The
was a
flies.
grown man doing this.
Yeah, he was a grown man. He really was, though.
He used to put the fly in his
crazy.
mouth.
Yeah, he really was, though.
I wonder what he doing now, man.
He
Or if
left
he's
the
still
PR.
alive?
He went to what was it? LA Video at the time, and he rented mad
And
games,
and he just took
and
them.
he left to Puerto Rico. Yeah,
Yo, that sign for LA Video is still there.
nah,
The same one. That shit is a relic now.
yeah.
I can say he rented mad games from LA Video and then left.
Yeah, that was when Super Nintendo and Genesis, they had like their lineup was pretty good compared to everybody else.
What was it? Tony?
Yeah, Tony's was limited. Like
Yeah.
that
We used to rent the
Voltron had a
tapes.
whole bunch of games. Yeah, the tapes.
Yeah.
It said
The wrestling
Voltron going
tapes.
upstairs.
Yep. They had
One
mad
thing.
games.
Used to
And they
live
had the
across the street
arcade.
from there.
Yeah,
Just across
they
the
had the
street.
arcade and the pool table and all that.
Yeah. You know the owner died a few months ago.
The fat dude, right? He was fat.
Yeah, Voltron, he died. Yeah, I saw it on Facebook.
Oh,
Somebody
for real?
posted it. Yeah, because I follow these groups of the Bronx, South Bronx, and somebody posted his picture. They passed away.
On
Nigga,
that sad
Voltron.
note, to cheer people up, hit the sub.
That was crazy. That was like that was one of the worst
The
segues ever.
opportunist at his best.
That's one of the worst segues ever, Daddy. You
You
couldn't
said,
wait
you
for
know,
that.
We're feeling a bit sad. If you want to cheer us up, just hit the subscribe button.
We're here, the ding, and it'll cheer us up from the death.
You give it a moment of silence.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
No, but I remember from the bike riding days, going to friends' houses to play games, to let them, friends hold games. If you had a new game and they wanted to let you hold it, you got to borrow like 5 games from that person to equal the
Word.
value of that new game.
Yeah,
I
facts.
My dad would get upset when he used to see me do that. Like, yo, you lend out all your games just for that one. It's like, yup.
Worth. They're worth it.
Word. He used to be like, yo, I don't like people lending you shit because you don't take care of anything. Because it's like...
yeah. I know who didn't like lending shit out. Junior.
Yeah, my brother definitely did not. He definitely he didn't let this shit out. No.
Or he lends you for 24 hours. The next day, you gotta have it ready.
He
So
like,
did
"Did you beat it?"
Blockbuster. So did Blockbuster.
He said, please rewind.
Yo, I don't want to. Yo, back then
And then you
you
get
was,
like hit with a fine if you didn't rewind
Yeah,
it,
you
bro.
did.
Yeah.
$1.
What's crazy?
$1.
If you rent that tape at 8:30 and let's say shit happens, you can't watch it. You got to give it back the next day. You're not
Yeah.
watching it. You have to watch
Yep.
it. You have to
Or
set the
pay
day.
a-
Okay, we're gonna
or
watch
pay a
this
fee.
movie at this time. We have to watch it.
Or pay an extra day.
Yeah, you
By
got
the
to
time
late
you're done with
fee,
that,
yeah.
you could just buy the tape.
Word.
And then renting a game, you want to keep playing that shit.
Yeah, facts.
Josue used to fucking rent the shittiest game, then go change it for another one. And say, nah, this is not the
Yeah,
game I wanted to
Like,
rent
going,
it.
going to Tony's like, yo, nah, this shit is bootleg. Yeah, and that's another thing. We had to go based off of the fucking cover. And it's like, oh shit, this cover looks nice. And then you play the game and it's trash.
Or read it,
Yeah.
or seeing it in the magazine, read about it, and they gassing you up. You go buy, you spend $70 on the game, and that shit is trash. You wasted $70.
And that's it. And that's probably your only game for like a whole month or 2 months. You
Yeah.
gotta wait and you gotta
Yeah.
master that one game. You learn how to like it.
Facts.
You
Yeah,
got no choice but to like it.
Even towards when we got to PlayStation, because I remember when I got my PlayStation, I spent a little bit of time just playing that demo. You remember the demo I ran with Parappa the Rapper?
Yeah,
And what other
yeah.
games they had in it? It had cool
You got PS1
the
when I had
snowboard.
PS2 already.
Nah. Alright. You said, I don't remember that.
Nah, that was Josue got Super Nintendo when we got PS1.
It had the demo for Odd Job on it also. That alien type.
Oh, Abe Odyssey.
Yeah.
Abe Odyssey. Yeah.
Abe.
Yeah. So I remember playing that demo a lot because the games felt more expensive back then
Yeah.
for some reason.
And if you choose that game, that's the only game you stay with for many months. So you
Yeah.
better play
You
it.
better be good. Yeah, it better be a good choice.
Like, even if it's a bad game, you play so much that you actually become good at it.
Yeah.
That's the thing about it. Like, you wasn't getting games like 5 games a month. Hell no. It was either Christmas or birthdays, and that's it. You
Yeah,
stuck.
bro. Because I remember like $50-$60, and then if you really think about like how everything was growing up, like I remember being, let's say in junior high school, right? I used to get $2 a day from my parents. I used to get a $1 sandwich, 50-cent soda and chip.
Like I said,
You
a
can't
dollar
do that
sandwich.
anymore.
The Tropical
Huh?
Fantasy.
$1 sandwich, yeah.
I remember the dollar sandwich. That
And
joint
like
was like a big piece of
party was-
bread,
And one
Seems
slice
like
of ham.
one
$6.
slice of turkey. Yeah, one
Yeah.
slice of ham because it wasn't
Nah,
turkey. You're right, Harry.
back then
Yeah.
they were more decent back then. They weren't like now, like they fucking
Cheap?
put, yeah, they probably put cheese whiz on the bread now. Back then it was different. Like they,
Yeah, they would give
I mean,
you a
I'm not
slice.
saying you were gonna get a brolic sandwich, but you got something
Yeah.
I don't know.
decent.
Cheese whiz is
Nowadays,
pretty good to me.
Nah, nobody
Alright,
want
well,
that shit
you-
on their sandwich.
You paying for a slice. I'm talking about they just kind of smear it a little bit on there.
Or a little bit of mayonnaise. Like,
Yeah, a dry ass sandwich with mad bread.
I used to get them. I used to
rock
get them
with the
for
dollar
school
sandwiches.
trips because
Yeah,
school trip
bro.
you didn't get the basic apple and peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
Nah,
Oh,
I love
they
the
were-
dollars, bro.
They
I
were
love the dollar.
popular, bro, because you remember across the street from Burger, you had the place. They had like all 3 stores sold the
pizzeria.
same sandwiches.
And then they had a pizzeria.
and the pizzeria.
That was
And
Tony's
a slice
also.
was $1.
Yeah.
They're
Ain't
for,
that the
for like
pizza shop that Josue cousin worked at?
With the Mario
my man,
mustache.
with the Mario mustache. My man look like
Danelle.
Borat.
Yeah, he looks like Borat. Yeah.
He does. He look like Borat.
Nah, but
Yeah, like everything. I just remember everything being slower and like more enjoyable.
that's the thing. When you're younger, you want the time to speed up, but everything's going so slow. But then when you
Yep.
get older, time is going by so fast. It feels like it, but it's crazy and it's not. That I don't know if that's your internal clock or I don't even know why it feels like that.
Yeah, because now it feels like everything is just.
No, but you remember playing Skelsy?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
do.
they had a joint right by. Remember, they had that thing right by your building.
I
They
used
had
to
like
live
a
by
little
Cypress.
board right there. They had like a little
Yeah.
board right there.
And that's another thing too, bro. Like now that you're mentioning it, because you're saying Skelsies and you guys had your own Skelsy, whatever you want to call it, in the middle of the street,
Yeah.
and then we had one in Cypress. That's where I used to play, and it's just like every couple of blocks, it was like its own little world, like its own little community. It was interesting growing up, like
Yeah. You had the people playing dice back in the
Yeah,
day.
the dice game.
Like in
yeah.
the corners playing dice. You had people playing
used to
dice.
be
You
out
had,
there getting bread.
you had people playing football in the middle of the street, which you don't
Used to
ever
be, you
see
call them
anymore.
CeeLo, my nigga. Don't be saying
He's a
dice. We
CeeLo.
don't call that shit dice.
Yeah.
CeeLo out
Remember we used to
there.
play football
Football.
in the middle of the street. You don't see that no
Yeah.
more. Like I don't know. They just more
Crashing
cars
into
now too.
people's cars. Yeah, we was wilding out, man.
Yeah,
Back in the
yeah,
day.
jumping into people's cars and all that
Cars,
shit.
yeah, man.
Nobody plays tag anymore either.
Yo,
Yeah,
manhunt.
outside.
tag.
Not-
Yeah, manhunt
It used to
tag.
be like you playing manhunt and be like, yo, you should be go to Third Ave, be like, yo, you can't go that far. Like, what's the point in playing?
Nah, there was
if
a
you're gonna
there was a
go?
limit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yo, I remember playing what was it, manhunt or tag? Terrence used to lay down on the bench like a bum to act like he's sleeping, so they won't see that as him. I remember one time, what was it? We sat down with the people playing the cards with some of your family members, so it could look like we was with them playing tag by
Yeah,
in PS40 in the back by the benches.
this is crazy.
Yeah, because they used to stay going there, bro.
Till like 3
You
in
know
the
what we
morning.
call that in Spanish? As a matter, like if I'm trying to tell my mom where I'm at, and I'm gonna tell her that I'm going to that 40 park. All I tell her is like I'm going to El Parquecito de Droga. That means the
Yeah.
the park where they sell drugs. That's what we
Oh,
called
shit.
it. Yeah, and it's
Oh yeah,
not
that's
just,
why I call 40.
Yeah, it's not just us. It's like my whole family. You tell them where you're gonna be at, and they will say it like the park where they sell the drugs in Spanish, the parquecito de droga. Yep. So it's known that that's where the people go to do drugs.
Yeah, Greg was from there too. Shout out to YG, bro.
Oh, here he go.
Oh, yo, I was in the basketball team with him, bro. In 40.
Yeah.
Oh, with Greg?
Yeah.
Yeah. He used to what do you call that? When I need a breather, that he comes in and lets me rest.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, not the water boy. I ain't gonna say that. He was cool.
Nah, you mean coming off the bench or something?
Yeah, he used to come off the bench for me. I used to be like, "Yeah, I'm gonna give you some burn today." Go ahead.
I'm gonna let you play. I'm gonna let you play today, bro.
I had Greg.
It's a blowout.
Greg Thomas, Tight. I don't know if you know this Delvin. Like there was a lot.
I don't know if somebody go by Tight nowadays.
Yeah. I don't even know how he got that name. That's how.
Oh, we know how.
Well, I don't know how
he said that. I think he said that he got that when he got out of jail for some reason. I don't know what happened.
They hated to see him go then.
Yeah.
Yo, I remember Chad used to avoid going to the back because Romeo was back there.
Oh. Now he's barber. It's crazy now.
Okay.
Now it makes sense that he's his barber. He's forcing them haircuts on. Yo, come here, Chad.
Okay.
Yo, but I don't know how
he's
he
like,
got
yo,
that
we almost
nickname.
by 40 now. Let's go around St. Anne's. Or Willis.
Yo, I don't know how he got that nickname. I was in the same class with him from like kindergarten to 6th grade. So that must have been afterwards.
His name is Christian though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, his name is Christian, I think, right?
Yeah, that's his name.
That
And
shit
he dropped
is
the last
crazy.
names, but you know.
He's one of the I don't know how he got his name, but Pup, I know how he got his because his brother. But
yeah, and it's like he's one of them dudes that you see him and then they try to act different and it's just like it's not that I care, but it's like, like I know you. Like I know you know you. You get what I'm saying? It's just like
yeah. Is that you acting hard out of school?
Yeah, like you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
What was it? The PJ days?
See, I never really interacted with him.
He was older too.
He was in your age bracket because you guys were grown men already.
Yeah, in fact.
Like you said, you want to play.
No, you was with were you with
Nah, he's younger than me.
you.
He's another cornball.
Hey, we dropping people here like shit.
Nah. Like, why you acting hard for no reason? Like, yo, man, man, like, walking like you got bricks in your pockets. Like, chill, bro. Like, why you only act hard in the block? Like, just with
Carmelo straight venom.
Nah, not even. And then it's not even like I'm gangster or anything, but it's just like we all know each other. Like,
hey, yo.
Oh, now you want to say you know each other? Nah, but we cool though.
No, I'm saying like everybody, we all part of the same community. We come to the same park, we play ball. Like ain't no reason.
Like, I know you.
You
like I know who you are. Yeah, I get you.
Yeah, like you acting tough for no reason. Like when he worked in T-Mobile, like my nigga, like you acting like you the captain of the block now.
Milk and his brothers.
Yeah, they cool.
Like his 4 brothers.
Nah, his one brother, I forgot his name. That's man cool.
His
one brother that was man. Nah, his one brother that was man cool carried all of them. They all went on his coattails. I forgot his name. He was the coolest one out of all of them. If I hear his name, I don't know.
One was the older one. And then
I
think the other one that he was cool.
Yeah.
That he was kind of skinny.
There was one that he was like charismatic, that he'll come up to you and give you a pound, even though
that's not that's the other one that you're talking about.
So yeah.
Yeah, he was cool.
And then
we was younger than him. He would suggest, yo, y'all want to play or whatever? Good.
Yeah.
Well, I do remember him too. He was mad cool.
I saw you get in the van with him, Chad.
No, it was Jay instead.
Nah.
On the roof.
He with the head wash.
Oh. Like I said, you got some lollipops.
I heard things about the roof back in the day. I don't know if they myths or not, but I don't know if Chad could confirm with us. So set the record straight.
You said we here set the record straight.
Y'all coming at me crazy in this episode.
Off the record.
Okay. Y'all coming at me crazy in here, man. It's all good though.
Yeah. Not There was one time that we was playing ball with Josue and just spit, and he just spit on Josue. I don't know why.
Purpose?
I don't know if it was on purpose, but it was on his shirt.
And what Josue
I think it
did with
was. Nah, Josue didn't do nothing. Yeah, Josue didn't do nothing.
did that?
Yeah.
Yo,
It
he
was
wasn't
another
all,
one that he thought he was like, you know,
Which is
he wasn't
crazy.
all up there.
Which is crazy when you really look at him and you like, this guy really think he tough, but he probably had to like.
I saw with one tooth this time.
That's because
I was like,
gets it in, bro.
oh shit.
That's my guy, man. That's my guy, man. That's my guy. Man.
He said, Bill fail.
Thanks for listening. That's going to wrap up today's episode of Nostalgia Chats Podcast. If you enjoyed it, make sure to hit that subscribe button and drop a like. It really helps us out. And trust us, you don't want to miss the next episode. We're naming all our top favorite actors, and wait till you hear who we pick. We'll catch you on the next one.